Alan, güey. Güey, de aquí fue, Lalo, güey. Fue de aquí, güey. Fue de aquí, güey. No mames, güey.
The following video footage originates from the Twin Paranormal channel, a team of ghost hunters who explore haunted sites with specialized equipment to detect paranormal phenomena. In this instance, they appear to have struck gold with their investigation, which proved to be utterly terrifying. On this particular night, they traveled to Virginia City, specifically an old structure known locally as the Old Washoe Club. As soon as they attempted to establish contact with the spirits, they were met with inexplicable noises coming from every corner of the empty building. Knocking on the walls, and even more disturbingly, footsteps that sounded so realistic that they mistook it for a living person, could be heard.
See if they can hear the audio. It's getting faster. And remember, it wasn't even that fast earlier. It was like slow, like dragging feet pace. Now it's like determined. Yeah, determined pace.
I don't want to go upstairs.
I know, it's almost like they're waiting for us, you know? It's like, I'm waiting for you.
However, the situation became much more uneasy when they reached the top floor and entered the room where a man had ended his own life.
Can you let us know what direction you want us to go? So that we can talk to anyone up here. Were you one of the 73 who were buried from being sick? I think it could be a touchy situation, touchy subject when we talk about the 73 bodies that were in the morgue. So far, every time we've talked about that, something kind of seems like a little upset, you know, brought up the bodies that were in the morgue. The room. Oh my god, dude.
Dad just gave
Oh
me
my
chills.
god, me
Dad
too.
gave me chills.
Holy shit! Holy crap! Guys, something was just standing there and it like morphed into an orb and it flew that way. As soon as you turned around, literally as soon as somebody... Get out! Get out! Get out!
Around. Look at the sign.
Get out! What was that?
No. What was that?
The action cam! The camera's on the ground! No!
It's on the ground.
Oh my god!
The action cam flew off. It said get out.
Ah. Oh! No! What the? Yo, give me your camera. Oh, no. Hey guys, we're not...
Calm down. Calm down.
Kidding. No! We didn't do anything wrong!
Calm down. Harm any of us.
We didn't do anything wrong, guys! Careful! Oh, dude.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Are you okay? I don't know.
We need to go downstairs again?
What happened?
I don't know, dude.
Something
Something just fucking grabbed me and scratched me.
You just all of a sudden felt horrible?
As they continued to communicate with the entity with a spirit box placed on the stairs, the camera, which was firmly fixed to a stable tripod, abruptly crashed to the ground. To add to the chaos, one of the team members was assaulted by an invisible entity, and in just a matter of moments, unexplained scratch marks could be seen on his body.
Look, there's no way that I could have done this to myself. No f***ing way.
I can hear your voice.
Like, I can swear you guys.
Throughout the investigation, the responses from the spirit box were not only rational, but also appeared to answer the ghost hunter's queries directly. The situation left them feeling confused and frightened. In the next story, the man behind the haunting Jersey channel claims that his house is haunted and that it all started after he and his friends attempted to contact ghosts through a Ouija board. The disturbances always seemed to happen near his young daughter, such as the day she was recording her exercises or when she was playing with her favorite toys. Strangely, the phenomena seemed to occur mainly around his young daughter, as she experienced something unexplainable while recording her exercises and while enjoying her favorite toys. If the owner's claims are true, it is quite unsettling, as playing with a Ouija board is said to bring trouble, especially if the session is not conducted properly.
What was that? Yeah. That was loud, wasn't it? The paper towel water smell. Fine. Whatever. Anyway.
Determining whether the experiences of the channel owner's daughter are genuine or fabricated for the sake of entertainment is difficult to point out. For the next video, let's shift our focus to Mexico for a moment and join Lalo Escalante and his team of ghost hunters. That evening, they set out to investigate the infamous Culiacan house, a place where, according to local legends, a ghost resembling a little girl has been sighted from afar. However, no one has ever managed to get a clear view of the apparition. Determined to do so, the ghost hunters entered the building and began their exploration. Almost immediately, one of their team members began feeling unwell, struggling to breathe, feeling nauseous, and unable to walk with the group. It was as though something inside the building was controlling him. When they paused to rest and tend to their colleague, the cameraman spotted something that wasn't supposed to be present at the back of the structure.
Hola. Güey, se vio pasar, güey, güey. Güey, no es broma, güey, se vio como una niña, güey. Allá al fondo, está la alberca, güey. Sí.
They came across a figure that appeared to be a human, specifically a child with long black hair. However, when they approached the spot where the figure was seen, it was as if it disappeared. Following this, they went up to the upper floors of the building to survey the area from above.
Pero es que también, o sea... De aquí se puede ver la alberca perfectamente. ¿Qué es eso, güey? Güey, abajo, güey. Por acá. Güey, sí, serio. Vente. Güey, sí, serio. Ey, vénganse.
As they hurried down the stairs, they were greeted by an entirely unexpected sight that left them stunned.
Güey, de aquí fue, Lalo, güey. Fue de aquí, güey. No mames, güey. David.
As they were preparing to exit the building, a loud noise suddenly erupted, as if someone or something fell from the building. The noise was so loud that one of the team members fainted from fright. However, after a short period, the member regained consciousness and they headed toward their vehicle. The question remains, what was the mysterious figure they saw twice? Was it truly the ghost of the child from the local legends, or was it merely an elaborate prank? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Here's a video from Kryptonim Ghost, one of Poland's most professional teams of ghost hunters. In this clip, they investigate an abandoned mansion with a local legend of a connection to hell. They quickly began their investigation upon entering the building, but during the first EVP sessions, they were unable to capture anything supernatural. The SLS camera managed to capture a few things, but eventually crashed, despite being fully charged, which was unusual. It's unclear whether this was a technical issue or if something evil was messing with the equipment. As time passed, they tried to communicate with the entities in the building, but viewers later pointed out that they missed a small detail. As they descended into the basement, there was an outline of something that appeared to be a figure.
Wcześniej byliśmy w jeszcze jednej miejscówce w pałacu, niedaleko Musznej, i tam nam SLS pracował bez zarzutów przez ponad godzinę. Naprawdę nic się nie działo. W jednej miejscówce w pałacu, niedaleko Musznej.
It's also unexplainable that after only a few seconds of one of the ghost hunters investigating the area, there isn't even a trace of the ghostly figure that they had spotted earlier.
Więc sytuacja jest taka, że albo w tym miejscu jest coś, co bardzo jest żądne energii.
However, the most intriguing part of the night was yet to come. Upon reaching the basement, they made another attempt to communicate with the spirits using a voice recorder. The outcome surpassed their initial expectations, as evidenced by the captured audio. Have a listen.
Czy cokolwiek za nami podąża? Czy jesteś bytem, który podąża za nami od pałacu w Kujawach? Czy może jesteś bytem z folwarku? Czy może jednak to jest twoje miejsce, w którym urzędujesz? Czy jesteś mi w stanie odpowiedzieć na te pytania? Koniec sesji. EVP, opuszczony dom. Czy cokolwiek za nami podąża? Może jednak to jest twoje miejsce, w którym urzędujesz. Czy jesteś mi w stanie odpowiedzieć na te pytania?
Co to jest? To się wysłała to było. Co to jest? Co to się nagrało? O, cofnij to. Nie masz nic z wolnym tempie? Jest normalnie play. Przecież to jest wyresetowana kaseta.
Whenever I hear this, my mind can only think one thing. The sounds directly originate from hell's lowest depths. A theory suggests that certain locations on Earth may penetrate portals allowing entities to enter our world. The same may be true for this deserted mansion, but who can say for sure? The following footage comes from the Old Finders, a group of paranormal investigators known very well in Poland for their chilling expeditions into the unknown. In this particular video, we follow them on their journey into a haunted hospital, a place where the living should never venture. The cameras captured something truly terrifying, something that still haunts them to this day. The video creators explained the events that occurred regarding the hospital mentioned earlier. Their initial motive was to produce a usual exploration video, and since they had a GoPro camera in their possession, they requested their colleague to wear it on his head. But they were not anticipating coming across such an unsettling experience during their stay in the haunted place.
Co to było?
Płacz dziecka. Chodźcie, kurwa, stąd.
Nie no, nie zostajemy, czekajcie.
O tej godzinie?
Amidst the dimness of the hospital's hallways, a noise resembling a young child's voice could be heard. Maybe it was a spirit trying to startle them. To their dismay, that section of the footage filmed with the GoPro got damaged for unknown reasons, and only a brief segment was retrievable. Such an experience of hearing a creepy noise within an abandoned and potentially haunted hospital in the middle of the night must have been genuinely terrifying. The explorers did not attempt to locate the origin of the sound, but they affirmed that it was undeniably close. However, that's not the end of their encounters. During a follow-up visit to the location, they succeeded in taking some captivating photographs. Among them, one stands out as the most intriguing, an image captured through one of the hospital windows that appears to depict a figure. Adding to the unease, this entity seems to be observing them from afar. Is this merely a reflection? In my opinion, it's doubtful, as the silhouette in the window has a striking resemblance to that of a young child.